Hi. Okay, today I want to talk about forgiveness and healing and self-love. This is a big topic. It's a heavy topic because nobody wants to do the work around forgiveness and self-love and self-healing. Everybody wants to do the physical work of stretching and eating a clean diet and detoxing and getting their lifestyle on point, but nobody wants to look back and do the self-love. Even if you are willing to meditate and put all these practices into your, put everything into your practice, nobody actually wants to do the work, the work of forgiveness. And maybe you have done the work. Maybe you have written a list even of all the times in your life and all the people that you need to forgive. And maybe you've done that work and you've thinking, I've forgiven everybody. I have forgiven everybody, or I've forgiven everybody that I can. I've let what I go can. Maybe somebody harmed you, somebody didn't step in to help you. Whatever the case may be, somebody wronged you, somebody did something to you and you need to forgive them. That's not what this video is about, and that's not what I want to talk about. Because although that can help heal people, I think that's why a lot of people think, well, I did all the forgiveness, I've done the forgiveness, but I don't feel healed. I thought forgiveness was supposed to heal me. And I would say to you, you've done the wrong forgiving. Okay, it's not about forgiving everything and everyone, because maybe those people truly shouldn't even be forgiven. Maybe those people, really did harm you, or really did do something to you, or really, did something pretty mean, and your heart doesn't want to forgive them. So by forcing forgiveness to them, it's not resonating as truth with you, right? You feel hurt, and that hurt was never rectified in a way that you feel like you can give this forgiveness, right? So that could be more harmful, even trying to forgive people that you don't feel like you want to or can forgive. So when I want to talk about healing and forgiveness, I want you to ask yourself this question: have you forgiven yourself? Okay, and I think that is the only true question, and that is where the healing comes from. Have you forgiven yourself? And maybe you could try all those forgiveness exercises again, but spin it towards yourself. What I mean by that is, if you've got a list of all the people or events that need forgiving, and you have been thinking that you need to forgive these other people involved that have wronged and hurt you, maybe you need to take those exact same moments of time, exact same things that you've written down, exact same places, but ask yourself, have you forgiven yourself? Okay, so every moment, just think of the moments one by one. So just take a moment in your head right now, any moment. It can be, I realize you probably have many. If you're chronically ill, you probably have many moments like this, but let's just take a big one. Any big one. It doesn't have to be in order. It doesn't have to be chronological. Okay, it was a big moment. You felt somebody wronged you. There was an event that happened. You were wronged. You were hurt. You were deceived. You were abandoned. You were perpetrated. You were wronged in some way. There was something done to you that shattered your view of safety in this world and how you can live with it. Now for each moment, so for this moment, just hold on to this moment and ask, have I forgiven myself for this moment? Because I guarantee you that there is a part of this moment that really isn't about the event or what happened or the other person or any of that. There is a part of you inside that is hanging on to this like, I should have known better. If only I didn't do this. If only I had listened to my inner voice or that gut voice trying to tell me. If only I, didn't go there or didn't do this or didn't say that, or, then none of this would have happened, right? So we blame ourselves. We blame ourselves. There is a piece of that moment that you blame, even though you might be fully aware that this wasn't your fault, or maybe you're aware that it was 100% your fault. So even if something was 100% not your fault or 100% your fault in that moment, you do blame yourself. There is a piece of blame that you place on yourself. If only I didn't do this, if only I didn't say this, if only I had listened, if only I had known, I could have prevented it, right? So we blame ourselves and we hold on to that because other people were affected, lives were ruined, events took place, and we hold this little piece of ourselves accountable for it. That is the forgiveness work that you need to do. So you need to go back to each and every one of those moments and you need to really ask yourself, what can't I forgive myself? What am I holding myself accountable for? What did I do wrong in that situation? What do I wish I would have done? How am I holding myself responsible and accountable? Where am I angry at myself? Where am I not able to love myself? Where am I ashamed of myself? These are the questions that you need to ask. And then you need to be willing to actually forgive yourself. So what does that look like? That's tough, right? So take a moment and just think about, what piece of that you hold responsible in your own inner being. And now imagine that you know everything that you know now, okay? And if you don't know anything now, then maybe it's your future self, okay? Your future healed self, or yourself now just as you are, just, in whatever stage of healing that you're in. You realize now what should have happened or what you could have done differently or how you could have stopped that from happening. And I want you to go back to the self that was in that moment. Okay, this is your future self or your current self or whatever, going back to that self in that moment. Okay, and saying, I'm here. I know you feel alone. I know you feel like there's no other choice. I know you're scared. I know you haven't got the resources or the patience or the knowledge or whatever that you're missing that is making you do what you're doing now. And I love you anyway. I love you. This isn't your fault. This isn't your fault. You're doing the best you can. I believe that you're doing the best you can in this moment. And I'm here with you. And I want to put my arms around you and imagine this self, putting your arms around that self and just saying, come here, just let me help you shoulder this burden. Just put your head on my shoulders and let it out. Cry, feel what you need to feel, say what you need to say, think what you need to think, do what you need to do, all the things that you couldn't back in that moment the first time around because you felt alone and you didn't know how to do what I'm asking you. But this time around in our thoughts, how we're thinking about it now, we're replaying it now. And in our thoughts, we can change it. It doesn't mean the first time around will ever be different, but this time around in our thoughts is different now. I'm here with you. I love you. I want to hug you and I want to hold you and I want you to be able to say everything that you couldn't say then and feel everything that you couldn't say then. And I want to tell you that if you wish you could have made a different choice, I forgive you. I forgive you. You didn't know then. Maybe you did and you did it anyway. But we forgive you. I forgive you. And I love you. And I will never leave you. I will never go away from you. You're important. The reason that your soul is here is an important reason. You came to this earth and you're loved, right? Your soul loves you. This is your soul talking to you, saying, I love you. It's okay. I forgive you. Maybe this had to happen for a higher reason. Maybe it had to happen for you to learn a lesson, or for you to get to where you are right now, or where you will eventually get to. Maybe if it wasn't this, it would have been something else. But maybe your soul needed to learn whatever you needed to learn. I don't know. But you need to forgive yourself and allow and give your power away. Not give your power away, but give the burden away. So now I want you to imagine this self, this pure self, this self now, this future healed self, this soul of yours, whatever, holding the past self, that this event happened to, telling them that they love them, that it's okay, it wasn't their fault. And now I want you to let this future self reach in wherever it hurts in the body, wherever the pain is settled, wherever the tightness, wherever the constriction is, wherever the feeling is, the emotion, whatever it is that is stuck. I want you to reach in, pretend they can reach right in, right to that spot, and pull it out. Pull it out, pull it out, pull it everywhere. Take it from you, and throw it way, 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 way out into the universe, where it dissolves into little pieces of sparkling crystals, and it just goes back to where it came from, back to source. Okay? Allow yourself to just imagine the burden being lifted off you, the forgiveness being given, the burden dissolving back to source. Let the weightlessness of that, let you feel that weightlessness of not carrying the burden, of somebody telling you it's okay, you can let this go now, it's okay, I will carry it for you, I will dissolve it away for you. This isn't yours to carry anymore. Okay, the lesson is here in front of you. You know the lesson. You don't need to carry the burden anymore. You can let the burden go. You can forgive yourself. And then I want you to forgive yourself. And then go to the next moment. And go to the next moment. And the next event. And the next moment. And the next everything. You can write about this. You can journal about this. You can do this kind of visualization work. You can meditate and, however it is that you can reach in and access each and every one of those moments. And maybe there's a lot and maybe there's a little. Maybe there was one big thing, or maybe there was a ton of little ones, and maybe everything built up. But you can allow yourself to not carry the burden forward any further, to forgive yourself, to be kind to yourself, and to love yourself. Because I guarantee you that it is not about forgiving others. It is not about forgiving the event or the other person or what happened or trying to forgive. It is about forgiving yourself for the accountability that you hold and for the wishes that you could have done it different, and for all the destruction that it's caused and the blame that you place internally all through yourself, all through your body, causing chronic illness, causing chronic pain, causing chronic repression of emotions, causing everything that is bad and chronic and sickness and illness inside you, because it has nowhere else to go. And you need to let it go. And you need to forgive yourself in each and every one of those moments, because I guarantee you that it is about self-love and self-forgiveness and letting yourself off the hook. It's okay to let yourself off the hook. I am letting you off the hook. Let yourself off the hook. It's okay. Nothing bad will happen again. Maybe you're afraid that if you ever let yourself off the hook, then you are doomed to repeat it. That you will, but it doesn't have to be like that. It is not like that. You can learn your lesson and never repeat it. You don't have to safeguard it. You don't have to hold it so tight and protect it and keep it locked up inside you. It's safe to let it go. And that's what I would urge you to do. And that's how forgiveness plays a role in healing It's truly about yourself. It's truly about loving yourself and letting yourself free.